This is going to be another look at some Ravens offense film from the Week 3 loss to the Colts. Specifically, this is going to be the Ravens' ninth possession, third possession of the third quarter. At this point, the Ravens are down 13-7. However, the defense did just get a stop and was able to force a punt with about 5:40 left in the third quarter. So we're actually going to show the last play first, and there's a reason for that because it's conceptually similar to some things that Lamar Jackson has done for 2 or 3 years with the Ravens. Down on the goal line, this is a 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2 from the 10-yard line. We've just completed an 11-yard pass to Nelson Aguilar, a hot route against pressure. And it's a cool job by the offensive line. We're selling the pass pro on the left side, and then we're comboing the D tackle on our right with Zeitler and Mustafa, and then Mustafa's going to work up to the second level. Additionally, these offensive linemen, see how they've positioned themselves to the inside? They're trying to force those defensive linemen on that side, on the outside, because this is a designed quarterback draw. We know how it works out. Lamar puts his foot in the ground, comes downhill. Andrews also is running his route to shield away a defender. You can see he's kind of like boxing him out. In basketball, cool concept, finishes a long drive. Ravens take a 14-13 lead. Sure, the stadium was rocking. I don't know about you, but watching from home, I had been frustrated. The previous 4 or 5 possessions were quite terrible. And then to get this score here felt like for a moment, everything was right with this team. We know how the fourth quarter ended, then the overtime. It looks like we have another team that might be intent on making everything difficult. But hey, it's the NFL, and you're playing against other super talented athletes. This is the Colts defense that appears to be far more talented and far more physical than maybe a lot of us presumed leading into the game. I'm not sure why that spot shadow is off there, but in any case, it's QB counter read. This is the first play of the drive, so think about it. The first play of the drive is a run by Lamar, and so is the last play. So there clearly was some realization by Todd Monken and the offensive staff that this is an option that we have. It's not the only option, and it's okay if right now you're feeling negative. There certainly appears to be a lot of negativity. Ravens fans either A, don't want to watch content, or B, are focused on the negative things. But this is a situation where I'm trying to persuade you or remind you that when certain things aren't working, we do have options because we have Lamar Jackson. I don't want to see him run the ball 16, 18 times a game. But if there are situations where we have to go to it, we have this in our pocket. QB counter read to the boundary. Kind of talked about it in a video on Monday, that this is a play that Monken's running to the boundary. Huge gain by Lamar, I think 13 yards to start off the possession. That does something to a defense. That puts the defense on the defensive, on the back foot. All right, so this is a hurry up. Cool play here, man. Think about what we do out of bunch right A or bunch left A. So we got the bunch to our right, and the back is to that side as well. It's Kenyon Drake. We've been running this pin pull stuff where the tackle pulls out and the tight end does, and we pitch it to the tailback. You know, it's been Justice Hill. He's been hitting it downhill. It's been a 3rd and short play for us. Now, this is a 1st and 10 hurry up, but watch Lamar fake the pitch and look at what it does to all of these guys. We need to see more of this. I'm not talking about this particular play. I'm talking about things that start off to one side and then end up to the other, whether that's Lamar looking to one side on a pass concept, whether it's a fast sweep, jet sweep, and then a reverse, or something like this, where we're flowing to one side, and you even have the hand showing by the running back. I think it's Drake. He looked super active to me, even though he fumbled. And then screen backside to Zay Flowers. We've got a 3-on-3 here. This is a great setup for us. Flowers has to make 52 miss. Ebukam was a problem. That's a D tackle, 90 getting out there from the backside. So we get what we want. We only get, I think, 4 yards out of it. It's still a successful play. I would have liked to have seen us come back with bunch A and run the pin pull pitch. Run it out here. Let Moses and the tight end get out in front. Let Moses go decleat people because that's what he's been doing on this concept. I feel like Monken has done a good job of some things. One of them is showing 3, 4, 5 plays from each formation so the defense just can't pin their ears back and say, okay, we know it's bunch right A, it's this. Or we know it's twin slot B, it's that. That's how defenses think. That's how they have to think. Try to whittle things down, minimize what you have to think about on a particular play because the formation and personnel may show it to you. Okay, very next play, again, we're getting the ball to Flowers. 2nd and 6. This is snag smash. Similar conceptually to some stuff that we've run earlier in the game. The Colts have adjusted their coverage here. You may remember me talking in another video that I put out on Tuesday where we had a tight end receiver into the boundary and we're running stuff like this. And I called it busted cover 3 because the boundary side corner was man turning and everybody else was playing cover 3. That's not what's happening here. The Colts have adjusted their coverage. It is also a smash concept, snag smash, where Flowers is running the snag, Andrews is running the little smash, and then the running back, in this case Gordon, is running out into the flats. I call it snag smash. Other people have different names for it, but look, the ball's out quick. Lamar gets the ball out quick. You can say, hey, coach, well, that's to Zay Flowers. Of course he's getting it out quick. Okay, fine, if that's the perspective you want to take. Another one that I'll mention to you is if we're going to attack to the boundary so often, forcing the 4th defender to be over there and the free safety to hedge to that side of the field. Man, how long is it going to take before we start attacking back here to the field to Rashad Bateman? This offense has got to be a spread offense from spreading the ball around. And Bateman is a guy who is open on this play. It's not like Lamar should throw him the football. That's the wrong mentality. He's getting open. He's doing his job. I think we need to reward him for some of these opportunities. Is he going to get 30 yards on this? Well, no. The ball's going to be thrown. The DB's going to recover. Bateman is running directly into pressure. So 6, 8, 9 yards, something like that, if he's able to develop some yards after the catch. Point is, some of the things that we did to the Colts early made them change their coverage to A into the boundary, meaning tight end, running back, and a third receiver into the boundary. And by adjusting to it, we potentially had opportunities to the field for one-on-ones. I don't think we took advantage of them. Okay, that was a 5-yard gain by Flowers. This looks like option, but I'm just calling it kick because Ricard is kicking the end man on the line of scrimmage. Lamar definitely could read this, don't get me wrong. Certainly looks to be looking to that side, but Ricard's kicking the read man. We're not going to keep it if we're kicking him out with the fullback. If Lamar keeps this, he's literally running out into the leverage side of this defender and Leonard. I think this is just a kick play, meaning a called give. And the reason why I'll tell you that is because I believe that is because it's unbalanced. Again, I guess this is just what we're going to do. We've got tight end, fullback to the backside along with the left guard, and we've pulled our left tackle, Makari, over to right tackle. I guess at least we're doing this to the other side. At least we're not going unbalanced to our left side. We're going unbalanced to our right. It worked in this case, so I sound like a jerk complaining about it. I feel like we're getting predictable in these situations, these 3rd and short situations, but we've got a great short yardage back, Gus. We've got a great option, Lamar keeping it as well. So it is working. I don't know what we stand at in terms of 3rd and short conversions. To me, it seems like we're better than last year in 2022. Way better. You can let me know whatever the data says. I haven't been able to put all of the film into the database yet and run anything in terms of 3rd and short. All right, very next play. Come back again, run the ball into the boundary, Trey right A. It's a zone run to the weak side. And you can see this linebacker, 53, I think it's Leonard. He identifies it immediately. We combo the backside D tackle. Cool, that's what you're supposed to do in a zone concept, but we're not able to keep him from getting involved. One of the things that you coach D linemen on is, hey, you're going to get comboed. But at some point, one of these guys is going to move up to the 2nd level, and that's the moment when you should attack, meaning Buckner he's got his outside arm to the inside of Moses, hooking him, and then as soon as Zeitler moves up, Buckner is clear. Now, it's easy to second-guess our offensive linemen, and it ain't cool to do so. But were we to just stay on Buckner here, you can see what's developing for Gus. You can see a downhill cut. This backside guy is being held by Likely. Some of the stuff, I wonder if we came back to it again later on. I've really focused on some of the earlier possessions and what I've looked at, and then the first and the ninth possession, creative videos for you guys to check out. You can see that we have the opportunity, if we get Buckner closed off, then we've got an opportunity with Gus to get more than just 4 yards. I think I had it labeled as 0 yards, so that was a mistake. So very next play, 2nd and 6. Man, this is 2 cool plays in a row. Both of them sniffer. So 20 personnel. Ricard in as the slot tight end to the boundary. Motion him to the fullback. You can see the games that are being played by these guys adjusting the D tackles based on what Ricard is. When he was a slot tight end, they wanted 2-3 techniques. Motioned him over, they wanted him back into a 1. So we get this kind of zone lead look. And check out Leonard. I mean, he is clearly looking, trying to get his head on this side to look and see if Lamar keeps it or gives it. And that little hesitation by him, which wasn't a bad thing. You got to account for Lamar keeping it to the boundary because we've been doing that. So there is an element of complementary football here that I'm trying to point out. I don't think I have to sell you on it because it seems obvious to me. We've been keeping it. We kept it by Lamar into the boundary on the first play of this possession. This is the first time we've shown the sniffer set, and Lamar gives it. I think there is an opportunity at some point to use Ricard as bait, kind of pull these guys in that direction and get Lamar to keep it. I'm not saying that he should have kept it on this play, but my intention here is to show you that there is an element of complementary plays being used in this offense, at least on the 9th possession. All right, very next play, after a 15-yard gain to Gordon, where I thought he looked quite impressive. Again, 20 personnel sniffer. And look at what it does to this linebacker. This is Franklin, who played a hell of a game. Franklin maybe didn't have a great angle to see it. Ricard came downhill and now is sliding out into the flats to the right. Gordon is going to peel off up here to the top side. It looks like Lamar is looking down here to, I believe that's Flower side. And the zone is loaded up. Comes all the way back across to Gordon. I love this play for a lot of reasons because we use the sniffer with Ricard 2 plays in a row. 1 run play, then 1 pass play. Additionally, the reason why I like it is Lamar looks to one side and then comes all the way back to the other. You can't do that 25 times a game, okay? How many times can you do it a game? I don't know. But to me, these are the things that are going to be open consistently because of how often second-level players, linebackers, and safeties are reacting to Lamar's eyes. And if we can get his eyes, his face mask to lie to them, I think it opens up more space for some of these complementary players like Gordon. Sniffer back-to-back plays I thought was interesting. All right, then we go ace gun. This play gets kind of bowed back. It's a counter to Gordon, a loss of 2. Mustafa and Moses are pulling, so there must be some kind of call in terms of the front that we're getting. Trying to down block, I think, with Simpson. Back block with Zeitler. Pull Mustafa, pull Moses, and wrap. But Mustafa gets bowed back. Simpson gets kind of bowed back by this D tackle, getting off the ball. And you can see Mustafa's track is backwards too much because it's got some traffic there. He's got to navigate off balance, not able to get a real good kick. The timing is messed up, and it gets stacked up. 52, Ebucom. I thought he played a fantastic football game. Very next play, against pressure, 2nd and 12 from the 17, I believe. Pressure shows a little bit late. Lamar zips it out there to Aguilar. Shows how physical and fast the Colts defenders are. I believe this is Brent's down to the bottom side, but I might be wrong. Who recovers? I mean, he's lined up over Bateman, eyes on the quarterback. And as soon as the ball is thrown, he's converging, finishes the tackle. They're a fast, physical defense. You got to give them credit. 11-yard gain for Aguilar, though. I think Aguilar is a guy who is going to be there in big moments. Third downs. I don't know how many catches he has this year. My guess is he's got 10 or 11. And out of those 10 or 11, it seems like 7 or 8 of them are on third down or 2nd and long. I think there's something to be said about Aguilar. He looks like a guy like Duvernay who will be there in big moments. All right, empty. Motion out. 3rd and 1. And we go QB draw. This is the play I showed you at the beginning. I have it labeled as 5-yard touchdown on my game notes. That's not correct. It's a 10-yard touchdown, obviously. Look at what we've done. I mean, the conflict that we've created up here. Andrews walling the guy out. Additionally, you got a good job here on the left side. Mustafa and Zeitler had comboed this guy up because it is a run concept. There is some coordination here. There is an element of complementary football and awareness that our guys and our coaches had in some of these moments in this game. We very easily could have won this game. Credit to the Colts defense and the Colts coaching staff and players. They came in and in some instances out-physicaled us. I thought our defense stood up to their system, which is a really pain-in-the-butt system to deal with. We know that from dealing with the Eagles in the preseason. We were able to get a 14-13 lead here, have a 17-16 lead eventually, then 19-16 with the football in our hands, unable to close things out. Justin Tucker misses a field goal at the end of regulation, which is incredibly rare. There is light at the end of the tunnel. There is a lot of good from the game. I read one of Harbaugh's quotes, I think late Monday night, where he said something like, as a coach, you're proud of the effort and some of the things you're seeing on film. And I would agree with him. Even though there was a lot of sloppiness, offensive line, ball security, ball protection from multiple players. We had some situations where we gave up big runs to Zach Moss, who ran really physical. I think he's an impressive player. So we did have, across the board, small little issues that when you added them all up, led to a loss. 3-0 certainly would have felt good, even despite all of those mistakes, all of those things that we believe our players and our team can do better. Guys, let me know if you appreciate these possession breakdowns. They're actually becoming one of my most favorite videos to do, because I get to talk about formations and I think it kind of gives me, I know it gives me, hopefully it gives you an idea into some of the things that Monken is doing in terms of attacking to the boundary, setting up complementary plays, adjusting to the Colts coverage adjustment to the boundary with 2 receivers and a running back into the boundary. Kind of trying to give you some insight into some of the chess games that teams play when I'm aware of them, because certainly there's plenty that I'm not. Appreciate you guys' time. If you think other Ravens fans would enjoy this content, please consider grabbing a link to it, sharing it out on social media to help this content get more reach.